Sonnies, shut the door, close the curtains, hide underneath your desk, because this is our special time at the Sunny TV Clubhouse. It's 3 o'clock on the Swatch Watch, and we can't be late. We got a date right here on Sunny TV on the show that's on in the afternoon, and all the cool kids know it as
Afternoon Delight.
That's right. We've got Pop Culture Thunderdome quiz today. We've got True Story, or is it just Hollywood drama? We've got Meme It or Leave It by Boat Drinks coming in hot today. We've got some old portraits, some old Sears portrait numbers today I'm excited to get into. Reddit Rundown Report. You guys like it spicy. Apparently the nicey stories don't do as well on this show. The ratings yesterday went berserko because we've got another cheater eater pumpkin eater story today. And then of course Mel has sent over 3 news stories on Is This News? We're going to be the judge and the jury to let her know, is this newsworthy or is this just like romantic fluff that we're just empty calories that we're taking in? And of course, hey girl, hey, horrible horoscopes. We've got Scorpio and Libra on deck today. That means I'm on deck. We'll see what happens if the stars like me.
Are they going to be nice to you?
They never are nice to me, please. If they were nice to me, I'd be more rich. All right, let's get into Pop Culture Thunderdome. Can I get some Pop Culture Thunderdome music, please?
Thunderdome. True or not?
Hollywood drama. All right, this first question. The movie Fargo says it is based on a true story, but the Coen brothers invented the plot. True or false?
True.
Don't forget you have Baby Thunderdome to lean on.
Oh, I never forget.
Next up, multiple guess. In
Alexa,
Titanic, which part is historically real? Was it Jack and Rose's romance? Was it the ship sinking after hitting an iceberg? Was it Rose throwing the diamond into the ocean? It was a sapphire, first and foremost. Or was it Jack winning his ticket in a poker game?
B.
Okay. Next up, true or false? The movie The Greatest Showman. This is the greatest show.
I never watched this whole movie.
Oh, it's a great soundtrack too. Is mostly accurate portrayal of P.T. Barnum's life and career. True or false?
Sure.
Okay. Multiple guess. In The Social Network, which real-life conflict is central to the movie? The dispute over early ownership and creation of Facebook? Or is it a lawsuit over invention of Instagram? Or is it a fight between Facebook and MySpace over music rights? Or was it a government trial over Facebook advertising?
Baby Thunderdome.
Baby Thunderdome quiz so Mel can get an answer right. All right, Baby Thunderdome, question number 1. The movie Titanic is about a real ship that sank. True or false?
True.
Okay, good. I was worried. True or false on this next one? In the movie Catch Me...
Oh, I like this movie.
Catch Me If You Can. Shocker, because Tom Hanks is in it.
No, it's... Oh, he was a little part.
And so is the Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay. The movie Catch Me If You Can is treated as a true story, but some of the Frank Abagnale Jr.'s famous claims have been challenged.
True.
Okay. Abagnale. There, Abagnale. Okay, good for me. The multiple choice. Which part of The Sound of Music is based on reality? Is it A, the Von Trapp family was a real singing family? Was it B, Maria was secretly a princess? Or was it C, the children were all professional actors before meeting Maria? Or D, the family escaped Austria by hiking directly over the Alps into Switzerland?
I think it's D.
Okay.
I think it's D.
True or false? The movie Bohemian Rhapsody shows Queen's Live Aid performance happening soon after Freddie Mercury tells the band he has AIDS. But that timeline is not historically accurate.
I think that's true.
True or false?
I think it's true.
Okay. Number 8. In Aaron Brockovich, what was the real life issue at the center of the case? Was it contaminated groundwater? Was it stolen medical records? Was it illegal animal testing? Or was it a factory fire cover-up?
A, contaminated groundwater.
Hexavalent chromium. Next up, true or false? The horror movie, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is a direct retelling of one real crime exactly as it happened. True or false? And number 10, finishing out today, the movie Argo is based on a real CIA rescue mission, but the film heightens the airport escape sequence for suspense. True or false?
True, because it's always got to be.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
All right, let me get that answer key.
Bing.
All right. The first question, Fargo based on a true story, but Coen brothers fabricate a little bit. What'd you say?
True.
That is true. Fargo famously opens with a true story claim, but the main plot is fictional. The Coen brothers used the phrase to make the movie feel stranger, colder, and more believable. I love that movie, by the way.
That is a good movie.
In Titanic, which part was real?
B, the sinking of the ship after hitting an iceberg.
Correct. The disaster was real, and many people in the film were based on real passengers or crew. Jack and Rose, however, are fictional.
There's a lizard on the camera.
Where?
Right here.
Is it
Camera 3 on the side.
Oh, he's a cutie pie. He's not
Get
one.
out.
He's a sweetheart. It's a Lizzie.
Stay
All right,
there.
next up, The Greatest Showman is a most accurate portrayal of P.T. Barnum's life and career.
Oh, he's moving. True.
Okay, that is false.
Shit.
The Greatest Showman is inspired by Barnum, but it heavily softens, reshapes, and glamorizes his story. The movie is more musical fantasy than historical biography.
All right, whatever.
Okay.
I never
Next
seen that
up,
whole
the
movie.
answer for The Social Network. You went Baby Thunderdome.
I went Baby Thunderdome.
And in a court of law, you would have said?
I would say A.
A is the right answer.
Okay.
Yes, The Social Network. The film focuses on Facebook's creation and the legal battles involving Mark Zuckerberg and the Winklevoss twins. Remember that?
No.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
Oh, you're fine. Next up, Catch Me If You Can. What did you say on this
True.
question? That is right. The movie is based on Abagnale's claim life story, but investigators and journalists have questioned parts of those claims. All right. Next up, the Von Trapp family. What did they do?
They escaped Austria by hiking directly over the Alps.
Wrong.
Oh, geez.
It was the Von Trapp family was a real singing family. And Maria did marry Greg Von Trapp, but the details were changed. One famous change, they did not dramatically hike over the Alps.
Oh.
So that was definitely the most wrong answer.
The most
Yeah.
wrong of all the answers.
All right, so what did you say on this Bohemian
I
Rhapsody?
said true.
That is correct. The movie reshuffles the timelines for the emotional impact. Freddie Mercury was not publicly diagnosed before Live Aid in the way the film frames it. Okay, next up, Aaron Brockovich. What did you say?
A, contaminated groundwater.
Correct. The story centers around groundwater containing contamination in Hinckley, California. Aaron Brockovich helped investigate the case. We all know all about it. Next up, number 9, Texas Chainsaw.
False.
Correct. The film is loosely inspired by a real-life murderer, Ed Gein, but it is not a direct retelling of a specific crime. It was inspired by. And finally, number 10, you said?
I said true.
That is correct.
Okay.
The CIA mission to rescue Americans from Iran, shocker, was using a fake movie production as a real. All right.
I got 8.
Okay, and 80% is good. Not an easy quiz.
I only did 1 or 2 Baby Thunderdomes today.
That's a really good job. We're moving in the
Yes.
right direction from your addiction of Baby Thunderdome. But let's get over to our addiction with those lovable capybaras. Looking for your wild side with a gentle twist, Sonnies? Say hello to the Capybara Cafe, Florida's most unforgettable animal experience. Get up close and personal with capybaras, reptiles, and the cutest exotic creatures around, all while learning, laughing, and making a real impact. Every visit supports animal shelters, provides sustainability, and delivers educational magic for the whole fam. So don't just scroll, scurry over to thecapybaracafe.com and book your encounter now. The Capybara Cafe, where curiosity lives and your wild heart gets to roam. They kill flies, is what they do, and that's why I love lizards. All right, let's get into the boat drinks. Meme it or leave it, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, this first one. My ducks may not be in a row, but at
Yeah.
least they're having fun. Your ducks probably hate you for making them line up like that.
You know what? That's true.
All right, let's get into these portraits. Being fat in the 2000s was not for the weak. Why the F do I look like my mom's law partner instead of a 10-year-old? Call Dupree Law Firm.
That's hilarious.
Next up, 13 years old, and I look like a rookie cop in Milwaukee in 97. That's the truth.
So funny.
Next up, up, I was 10, looking like a single mother who works 2 jobs, who loves
my
her
God.
kids and never stops.
I love that show, Reva.
I'm a survivor.
I love that show.
Next up, new uniform in Bangladesh Forest Department. So that's sweeping. I would wear that. That's hot.
You can't find them. They're animals.
Ashim, get me one of these, honey. She's going to Bangladesh, I'm sure. Next up, someone called Dr. Pepper Barbecue Sprite, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh my God, he's on the couch. He's
Oh,
climbing.
that's awesome. He's ruining my show. Next up, me climbing out of a trash can. Yes, I'm available to give advice.
Hilarious.
You could care less. Next up, marrying for money when you love money
Wait,
is
what?
actually marrying for love.
That's not the right one.
Next up, bitches will have STDs and call themselves a snack. Okay, food
True
poisoning.
story. And then
And finally, I need a Maycation. I may come back. I may not.
I love it.
All right, let's go to boat drinks.
Somewhere between lunch and legend, there's a place where the day slips off its mundane. Helmed by Captain Rob and Captain Whitney, part hosts, part legends, part beautifully orchestrated icons. This isn't just a bar, it's a daytime escape portal for people who refuse to live boring lives. Boat Drinks Bar is the vibe to thrive, to stay alive. You didn't plan to stay all afternoon, but Boat Drinks has never been concerned with your plans. Find your escape in Uptown St. Augustine, 123 San Marco Avenue, where the afternoons arrive fashionably late and leave comfortably transformed. Boat Drinks.
You know, I'm excited that Mom's coming to town.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna take her and Aunt Debbie to boat drinks.
Oh, yay.
I think it'd be a fun spot. It's
They'll like it.
such a cool moment. I love the parking is easy. They always have some incredible empanadas.
And there's a lot of space, too.
He made a Cuban beef empanada the
Oh,
other
that
day.
sounds really good.
Ah, it's so good. Yeah, you got to check out Boat Drinks. I can't say it enough. We love our buddies over at Boat Drinks, and they're coming on the show next week.
I'm so excited. I love them.
All right, let's get into this Reddit rundown report. I've got best of Redditor updates today.
Oh, I like this because we get...
I don't know. Is there an update? I shouldn't be telling you that ahead of time, but there is no update. It's just one.
Oh, all right.
So the TLDR is my husband lied about the reasoning for his tattoo, and he was having an affair. Okay.
Oh.
A year and a half ago, my husband got a tattoo. I don't have a problem with tattoos or anything like that, but he'd never gotten one before or talked about even getting one. He said he started thinking about it because one of his sisters married a man who had several tattoos. It made him realize he wanted one. So he ended up getting a lily tattooed on the left side of his chest. I really didn't like it, but I didn't comment because he is free to do what he wants to do with his body. A little
weird.
over a year, he got the lily done, and then he went back and put some ivy around it. I used to go to certain work events and parties with him because it was normal to go. He started telling me I couldn't because of the pandemic, which made sense a few years ago, but things began opening back up and events seemed to be more normal, especially with his company.
Weird.
He finally relented and brought me to one of those functions. I met one of his colleagues. She works in the same department as him, and they have some little title that they share together, and they work together a lot. Her name was Lily. My husband swore it was a coincidence. I had tried to ignore my feeling about him suddenly wanting a tattoo. He suddenly admitted they have been having an affair for the last 2 years. I was so shocked. I was not even thinking about the ivy, but my husband said Lily had a baby she named Ivy, and he got the tattoo a few months after the birth. He begged me not to get a divorce, but I can't forgive this. We have to be separated for a year before we get a divorce in our state. Our daughter is turning 18 next month. There will not be child support ordered for us by the time we are divorced. The divorce should not be complicated. We both work, so the attorney I consulted said there will be spousal support ordered for either of us, and our assets will be divided. Oh, there will not be spousal support. Part of me is still in shock. He wants to go to counseling, but I can't. They have been married for 19 years, and I let him convince me my feelings about getting this tattoo were wrong. I never thought I would be 43 and getting a divorce, but here I am.
Oh.
I mean, when does
I feel so sad for her.
but like when does your gut feeling become evidence here, right?
Your gut feeling's never wrong.
It's never wrong. You've got to trust your instincts.
Now, with the first of all, like the minute she said the tattoo is a little, my brain already started going. Like that's odd.
Me too. She felt something was
But
off
then
with
the
that, right?
Ivy, and she found out the lady had a baby named maybe that was just born. I bet it's his baby.
It is. It is his baby. Unbelievable, because that's the lily and the ivy growing there.
This is sick.
Is the tattoo the betrayal or the symbolism behind? I think it's both.
I think it's 100% both.
I think it's both is the betrayal there.
You know what doesn't make sense to me?
The affair is obviously the main betrayal, obviously, but the tattoo just adds a whole nother layer. And actually,
That's like-
he probably could. The scary part is he probably could have gotten away with it if he didn't get the stupid tattoo.
But the whole thing with the tattoo, like you're disgusting. You
That's-
just put it right in your wife's
And it
face.
was like real. That's the part that I don't like.
You
It
don't
was
care.
right in his wife's face.
And now
Like,
he's begging not to get a divorce. I'm sorry.
for what? You can't have your cake and eat
You
it
should have
too.
thought about that's consequences to your actions. I'm sorry. This guy.
Can a lie be worse when it makes you doubt yourself as a
Yes.
woman? Yeah. He didn't just
Yes.
lie about the affair. He let her believe her concern was wrong and that there was a deeper wound, because now he has to grieve the marriage and rebuild the trust of the
2
judgment.
years this cheating went on.
Unbelievable. And you kind of feel stupid as the wife. You're like, why didn't I see the signs?
Yeah.
Why didn't I question? You're giving him his freedom. You're just.
But you know what? He did it during the right time because COVID. So you can't come because of COVID. Like,
You're
that's-
absolutely right. Yeah.
Oh my God, this
yeah,
is
and it's
awful.
almost so calculated because the daughter's turning 18, so he knew I'm going to get a tattoo, and this is the way. I think this was a
calculated.
calculation, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
and then he doesn't have to pay child support. He doesn't have to do spousal support.
I think he's arrogant.
he gets off clean.
I think he's arrogant.
I agree.
I definitely think he has a fantasy about this and how this is all going to go. He wanted to have his guma and have his cake
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I don't like
I'll
that.
tell you, if Jim ever came home with a flower tattoo, I would immediately know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, yeah, we're done. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even need to ask questions.
Unbelievable. Can somebody ask for forgiveness while still not understanding the damage that they
No.
caused?
You don't even realize what you did was wrong.
Because he really wants counseling. So what? So that he
For
can
what?
so that he can gaslight her even more and turn
Yep.
the tables back on her. No, the damage is already done. He's already dipped it and flipped it.
He
and I'm
wants
like,
to go to
now he's got another kid with a whole nother
He wants
marriage.
to go to counseling so he could be like, see, it's not that bad. We can work through this.
I
You're
hate
the wrong
that.
one. You're
I
in
hate
the
that.
wrong.
Because then I'm also thinking on the other end, what was he saying to the mistress?
I'm going to leave my wife soon.
Yeah, exactly. Or we're already separated. Or, I can't always put the blame on the mistress, though you close your legs for married men. I get it.
Okay, Kim Zolciak.
I get
Nene
it.
Leakes.
I get it. Close your legs to married men.
Yeah, trash
but
box.
at the same time,
She might not have known.
these Pied
She's being
Pipers,
told
these
things.
men, these Pied Pipers are fiddling their fiddle, and we get dickmatized, and then we're caught into this whole trap of, well, he told me that they were separated, or they're no longer together, or they're sleeping. Mine was, they're sleeping in separate bedrooms, and we're going through the divorce now. You know what? You got to wait till those papers are signed. That's a really good question I want to ask. What is the right time to date somebody that is going through a divorce or is divorced? Is there a right time?
When the divorce papers are finalized.
Yeah. But is it rude to ask for proof this day and age? Because going through all these Reddit
I
stories,
would.
I mean, that's a hard one, right?
I'd
I mean,
be
you
like-
don't want to alienate your new partner,
No,
but at the
I
same
would-
time, you need proof.
And if they won't give you proof, then that's not the right person for you.
I mean,
Because if you have nothing to hide, you have no problem
Mel,
showing
I mean,
your
I know
proof.
you're hardened, but is there a way that you're in love, you're a little dickmatized,
You
you're a
just
little
ask.
bit,
You have to ask the questions. And
what
if
would you say?
I would say, are you fully divorced? And if they say yes, I say, well, I need to see a proof.
Just like
Because
that.
I'm not going to waste my time with
Could
somebody
you
that's
show
lying
me
to
proof? Like, would you change the verbiage a
No,
little
I'd
bit?
say, well, I need to see proof because I'm not going to waste my time taking a relationship further.
You need assurance.
Because chances are it's probably not finalized because that's what people do all the time, men and women.
Right.
Women do this crap too.
Right. Why do people always go to counseling as the next step for
That's
betrayal?
what I was about to say. If you don't need to go to counseling if you don't do anything wrong.
Is that really going to solve anything?
No,
though?
it just makes
It's
it worse.
It's just going to go round and round
Prolonging.
on the situation.
Dragging her through more.
If they would have gone to counseling before he cheated, then I would have approved this. Then I would have said,
why would
okay.
and she didn't know anything was going on. She had clearly no idea. So why do they need to go to counseling for if
If
there's
he
nothing
was
wrong?
so concerned about losing his marriage, he should have gone to counseling before he started to cheat.
He would have never cheated if he was really that concerned.
I honestly, I agree with you. I think though, if he was really, really strategic about trying to save his marriage, he would have thought of that before he fell into the arms of another lover. You know what I mean? Like,
Agreed.
he really should have had this conversation first.
This guy.
Then I would have had a little bit more grace for him. I don't have any grace for him at all, and I think the tattoo was the cherry on the top
That
of the
was like
sundae.
in your face. Like, I can't verbally tell you I've cheated on you, but here's the evidence.
How can you ask for remorse after doing something like that? You marked your body, sir, in a billboard that says, screaming, "I am cheating on you with Lily, and now I've given birth to Ivy with this woman." I mean, that's just disgusting, I think.
And I bet he's not even good shape. So he's got this like man boobs with the tattoo.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm so sure. I totally have a picture in my head.
Me too.
I mean, the secrecy, the sneakiness. I mean, I just picture this housewife, 19 years, Sally Homemaker, right? And
Well, she said she's got her career.
okay, so regardless,
But
she's still like making a
doing
home
her
for
thing,
him,
yeah.
making sure dinner's on the table, making sure everything is clean, cooked, and fine, and ironed out,
Taking
and
care of the baby, the
and
kid.
doing the things. And then the disrespect that this person had to do on top of that, I find that vile. I think that's awful.
I
right?
think it's dumb when people cheat. If you're not happy, just leave. Say, I'm not happy in this marriage anymore. This is not working for me. We've gone to whatever you want to say.
Do you think this was a form of self-sabotage?
Yep.
Maybe he wanted out of this marriage.
He did, and he didn't know how to say it because he's a coward.
And do you think then when he tried to go back for the counseling, was that a way for him to say, like, try to save face on it?
I think so.
Trying to smooth
I
Peter
don't
for the
think he
daughter's sake?
realizes what he did was really wrong.
He has an 18-year-old.
That's what I'm saying.
Did he even consider?
No, he didn't care.
I think that's crazy.
I think people that cheat are selfish.
Do you know anybody that's ever cheated?
No.
I
Well,
do.
You do?
I do. And
I'm sure I do along the way. I just can't remember off
I
the top of
do,
my head.
and it was for me. It's somebody really close to me, and I was shocked when the person told me this. I mean, I wasn't in the relationship with this person, but like, it just made me look at the person a little bit different, and I hate that moment because for me personally, you really want me to have the real, the raw, and like the vulnerable sides.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since then, I definitely look at that person with a
because
different
if
light.
they can cheat on
It
someone
has
else,
definitely-
what are they going to be like in the friendship?
or
You're
even
never gonna
in
get
their
the truth.
professional lives. I mean, it really is a reflection of who you are. And I just, when that person told me that, I was just so blown away. Like,
I think people that cheat have no
what were you thinking about? There's
conscience.
the
They have no
original
conscience.
marriage still together to this day.
See, that's dumb.
I don't
know how people can stay with someone after they cheated on them and I can move past this.
Can you? Well,
Because then, okay, so I need to know if anybody's been in that situation because I need to know how you move past something like that. Because there's always, I don't know, but how do you not harbor some teeny tiny bit of resentment in the back of your brain?
everybody has a different definition of marriage.
Right.
Everybody has a different marriage. Everybody has a different definition of sexual relationships. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
There are some out there that are more open-minded, more open with their marriages, more upside-down pineapple culture. I mean, it's the truth that exists. I've got to say it.
I know
It's
it
the
exists.
absolute
I think it's ridiculous.
But listen to me. This kind of culture, this kind of culture has a peace and a forgiveness aspect into it. Now, I don't know if is it because I was raised this way of traditional values and ethics. I mean, that's just what was instilled to me. Is that only because I was plugging into the societal norm of what a marriage should look like? Because there are different facets to different marriages. People have different expectations. Like I said, one of my friends is in an open relationship. I'm like, how can you do that? I would literally barf if I ever thought of that. And he
That's
goes,
called dating.
he said that
Casual dating.
because you were taught a certain way growing up, and this was instilled in you, and that's what your values are. Mine are different. He said, why would I hold back the pleasure, that was the word, of having intercourse with somebody else, that my partner's having intercourse with somebody else. I don't want to deny my partner that pleasure. I'm trying to get that out, but you know what I mean? Like, it was that freaked my freak when he did say that, because I do respect this person intellectually, and I was like,
Well, yeah.
I just personally can't. I physically, I just turn off on that.
Yeah, no.
Because it was just ingrained, whether it was Catholic school, whether it was my mom or my dad.
I think
those were the values that were given to me. I would just never do that.
But I think even if I didn't come from that background, I think knowing my personality, how I am, I still would believe what I believe. You know, everybody's free to do what they want.
Are you happy? I'm just going to throw your marriage out here. Are you happy when Jim is happy?
Of course.
So if that is something that would make Jim happy,
He can. I'll give him this ring back, and he can leave the door. Because
Okay.
if that's something that's going to make you happy, and you're not completely happy with the way things have been for the last 17 years,
Okay.
there's a fucking door.
so
Excuse my language.
my question then is,
You can go be happy on your own with someone else.
Fine.
Who will let you do what you want.
right, sure. I mean, because that's your values. That is
Correct.
what you said. This is what I signed
Correct.
up for, and I didn't sign up for
Yes.
anything else that was
I
differently.
think you have to be in agreement with your partner. Like if one partner's like, should we do it? We should do an open marriage. And the other partner's like, wait a minute, we've never discussed this and now we're married. I think that's kind of like deceit.
yeah.
You need to be very, like, for instance,
They need to be on the same page.
Jim has 2 daughters. They're adult children now. But when we first started dating and as we got a little more serious, I had that talk with him.
Mm-hmm.
We were somewhere. And I said, listen, if you want to have any more children, like this will not work. And he said, nope, I don't want to have any more children. I said,
Right.
okay, then we can proceed. I think those are conversations people really, really, really need to have. If, say, you and I were dating and we pretty much are married, and we were about to get married, and you're like, listen, I think I want to pursue a open marriage before we get, we're having this conversation before we get married. And I say, no, that's not for me. Then we talk about, okay, well, this is not going to work.
Right.
I still love you, but, and I think that's
You
the thing
got to
is-
come to the table like it's almost like a business
you
agreement.
got to be honest, because if you get married and you're not on the same page with what you want.
True.
And at the end of the day, I also don't understand the people, and I don't think anything will make my brain understand it, that one day they just wake up and they're like, I want to have an open marriage. I don't know how my brain does not compute that, because how do you one day just want something completely opposite?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, I'm also thinking about because there's this new show on
Oh, no.
Apple Plus. Talking
What it
about women, it's like bad wives or something, and it's just about this tale about these friends, but like how marriages evolve and change over time,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people hang on, like we talked about yesterday, or no, 2 days ago. People hang on to what they know is their routine,
Right.
what they don't
get
want to
comfortable.
lose. They don't want to lose the culture, the lifestyle, the house.
I agree.
And some of these wealthy partners will dangle that carrot over them, like, you want to say goodbye to all this, princess? You want to say goodbye to your
Yeah.
shopping allowance and all that stuff? I think that's not a marriage. That's a prison.
That's a transactional relationship.
That's a transactional relationship.
But
yeah.
also, on the other flip of that coin, don't put yourself in the position where you're at someone's like, what's the word?
Mercy.
Thank you.
I really agree
Always
with that.
be able to like do for yourself. So if someone says,
A rainy day fund. Don't split bank accounts. I mean, maybe you have one joint account, but make sure you have your own. There are different checks and balances, I think, that everybody
Yeah.
should set up, even on the men's side and
Now,
on the
some
female
women-
side or the
some
gay
women
side.
are happy with just being the stay-at-home mom and they having their husband's bank account and
Right.
this and that and the other. Meanwhile, the husbands are usually running around doing X, Y, and Z, and who
So,
knows?
what are your thoughts on prenup?
I think they're okay.
Yeah.
If I was a wealthy, like say I was super wealthy,
Uh-huh.
okay, I'm rich in love and happiness.
God bless. I'm the
But
land.
if I had a lot
rich
of-
in the land. I'm a
If I-
land baron.
If I had a lot of zeros in my bank account,
I do. I'm a land baron.
you actually are.
I know. I have a lot of land.
I would definitely do a prenup because I think that's protecting yourself.
Yeah.
And people are like, I can't believe you would do a prenup. Like,
I used to, like, in my 20s and 30s, I would be like, oh my God, like a prenup, that's not true love. But I honestly think it actually...
that's true love to yourself.
It's-
You're protecting everything you've built and worked your ass off
And
for.
even your partner, too, should respect that, too, at the same time. Because
Absolutely.
for better or for worse is really not a vow anymore, I don't think. I really think it's for better or for even better. Because people will drop you like a bad habit for worse. Listen, I've got a friend. Oh, this is a heartbreaking story. But I have a friend that does not live here, but is in the hospital right now.
Oh, no.
And his wife is not at his bedside.
What do you mean?
She decided to take a trip with her friends somewhere
Wait, what?
else. Yeah, can you imagine?
Well,
Over 30 years married.
look, I understand everybody handles things
His
differently,
health
but
is dramatically declining.
how are you not by your husband?
How are you not by your husband's side? And she's out gallivanting Vegas, doing like the things with her girlfriends. And
Maybe
it's just
that's
like,
how she's dealing with it because she doesn't want to believe it's real.
So then can you forgive? Okay, we are grief masters over here.
Yeah.
Can you forgive that if she's grieving? She's grieving the potential loss of her
I
husband?
don't understand that.
Me neither. It's a hard energy, though.
That's another thing. There are certain things that just do not compute in my brain.
Yeah.
And when somebody's hurting or sick,
I wanna be
especially,
right by their side.
My husband, my mom, my dad, my
Yeah.
sisters, I'm going to be right there.
Yeah.
And if it means I have to sacrifice working, then I'm going to sacrifice work. Because at the end of the day, I made a promise to my husband, made a promise to my family members, my best friend, like, I'm going to be by your side.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go. Going on a vacation would be the last thing I would do, but I don't understand why people do that way. And I understand everyone grieves different, so you can't
True.
You can only get so aggravated.
And marriages
with it,
are
but
different for different folks, but I just think
there's things that just don't make sense in my brain, and that's
But
one
I
of
think
them.
what makes sense is what you said earlier is you have to have these conversations before you actually go down and say I do, because this is all part of the I hate to say business, but it's a business. A marriage is a business that you're building together
Now-
and making sure the foundation is strong enough to be able to handle the
I will
windstorms that
say,
come through.
My husband, when his father passed, he was by his side, and then when my father passed, Jim was there. My husband does not do well in hospital settings at all. When somebody's passed, he does not handle that stuff well at all. So I could see if I was in the hospital with now if it wasn't serious, I'd be like, go home and take care of the dogs. But if it was serious, I could see him being there, but being very, very uncomfortable. But he would still be there. Like with Brian, I think Jim came into the hospice once because he just couldn't do it. And I think everybody handles things differently, but he would be there.
So why do you show grace to that and not grace for?
Because I'm going to say this out loud. The way his father passed and the way my father passed, they were very, very. My father's passing was actually a horrific scene when he passed. So witnessing that, it was very, very hard, and it like traumatized him, like his PTSD from the way his father passed. And
Okay.
because when Jim's father collapsed on the floor in his bathroom, and Jim happened to go, he hadn't heard from his dad in days, and he showed up, and he's the one who found his father.
Yeah.
So and now in his mind, he's equated the hospital, no matter what it is, even like when I had to go get X-rays or something, and that to him was like, oh no, you're gonna die. So it's like PTSD, but he would not go on vacation.
But I love you, but you're not answering my question.
Yeah, I did.
Why do you show grace to that and
Because
not
it's
the
a
other
traumatic
things?
experience,
But
and-
what if somebody had a sexual traumatic experience and the only way for them to feel vindicated or feel free is to have these affairs? Listen.
Then don't get married.
Then don't get married. I guess.
Right. Then
Yeah.
don't get married.
Yeah.
If that's how you're gonna feel like you're alive, is by getting married and having affairs. Don't drag someone else down
Yeah.
to lift yourself up.
I mean, a lot of it is there's an endorphins. There's the you know what I mean. Like there's that emotional like
go eat chocolate. I don't know what to tell you.
It's interesting. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, that
and
is.
different strokes for different folks. But listen,
I feel bad for this lady.
I feel bad for this lady, but this lady can be celebrated when she goes to Panache. Every guest, every time. Since 1987, Panache opened its doors to be a cut above the rest. Their mission at Panache is to care for their team, their guests, and community from scalp to soul and bring the joy to the world one service at a time. The Panache difference is their carefully chosen and highly trained staff there to exceed your expectations. The same goes for their elegant salon space, dedicated to guest comfort and devotion to innovation and artistry. They're focused on making your day and continually raising the bar by aligning with Aveda's mission. You gotta get Panache.com and get with it, boo. Should name that baby Poison Ivy. Sounds like a rash, I said.
Chlamydia.
Oh my God, syphilis. All right, let's get into Is This News? Mel sent over 3 news stories, and we're going to be the judge and the jury right now. News story 1 is a local story. Let's see if it's newsworthy. Rum, restaurants, and a lagoon. Mel, what is this mess you sent me? All right, Melanie
It's
has
good.
brought us a local developing story that sounds like a county planning an item like someone pitched Willy Wonka, but made it rum and
like
in
it.
St. Johns County. The owners of Prohibition Kitchen, Travis, shout out Shane Sheltra, are proposing a new 6-acre destination-style craft rum distillery complex called Deer Park Garden in St. Johns County. The project will be located in the northeast corner of 207 and Deer Park Boulevard. We know that when we're
Yep.
heading out to Hastings. I-95 and State Road 207 interchange. And this is not just we're making rum in a building. Please enjoy this barrel. No. Plans call for an approximately 43,000 square foot complex with a distillery, a tasting room, retail, restaurant, bakery, greenhouses, and outdoor nature nature areas. The actual distillery building would be about 9,644 square feet with distilling equipment, a tasting room, loading dock, storage area, mezzanine space, and some offices. And also, because apparently subtlety wasn't invited into the meeting, the plans also show an ornamental plane set in a lagoon
Fun.
to evoke the tropical Madagascar-inspired identity of Maddie Rum, which uses Madagascar vanilla and Florida sugarcane as part of its brand story. So let's review. Rum, bakery, restaurant, greenhouses, nature areas, tasting room, and a lagoon plane. Mel, is this either news or is someone building the most delicious fever dream ever submitted to zoning? The project scheduled to go before the Planning and Zoning Agency, and according to the application, it would serve as both a production facility and a destination experience with the goal of creating local jobs, attracting tourism, and supporting economic diversification. Mel, get into this.
All right. So, first, the people behind it matter. Travis and Shane Sheltra already have a recognizable hospitality footprint.
They are
through
awesome
Prohibition
dudes,
Kitchen
guys. Awesome people.
in downtown St. Augustine. Second, the scale matters. A 6-acre site and a proposed 43,000 square foot destination complex
Woo, love it.
means this could become a regional attraction, not just a small production facility tucked behind a warehouse door.
And you know what I like? I'm going to interrupt you here. I like the location of this.
Yep.
Because we have a lot of tourist attractions that are concentrated in the downtown area. Why not branch this out? Why not this be the gateway out to Hastings? I love this idea.
So third, the location matters. State Road 207 is near I-95, and it's already a major gateway corridor.
Yeah.
So a project like this could pull visitors off the interstate. It could create jobs and give people another reason to explore behind the historic district.
I love this.
And concept matters. Number 4, the proposal blends production, food, retail, agricultural style elements with greenhouses and outdoor nature areas. So it's like modern hospitality meets all the things.
Right.
So I think this is a great thing because, downtown St. Augustine is very, very crowded. And when you're driving on the highway and you just want to get off and get some food, but you don't want to be fast food, you want somewhere to sit for a minute. I think this is a great idea. And the fact that it can bring more jobs for people, because a lot of people are having trouble finding jobs in St. Johns County.
Well, I think the legendary thing that you said were the Sheltras that are behind this. I love
They're great people.
Yeah, when locals already have a business and they're just going to expand even bigger. I love seeing locals progress as opposed to some outside entity. You know what I mean? Like some corporate America, like a Bacardi is going to create Bacardi Land.
Breeze.
Or we have Margaritaville up in Nocatee area. This is cool. This is like a real amazing moment. Listen, Prohibition Kitchen, they started that.
Well, think about it. We have
Chef's kiss on that job.
We're known for the pirates, right? We have pirates all over town, so
Right.
why not have a rum place?
Loving this.
Yes,
I say
news.
news. I'm going to follow that story. I hope that comes to fruition. Come on, planning and zoning. Come on, planning and
happen.
zoning. Let's let that happen.
This could be really cool, and it's away from everything too.
Yeah. So
I
it
like
should
it.
be easy, and it should be great parking and easy transportation. Come on, planning and zoning.
Do it. I think we just
hit the
changed our
approve
mind.
button. I think so.
Hit the share button, planning and zoning.
All right, this next story, Mummy Dearest. That's Homer in your wrappings. All right, Melanie has arrived at the desk with a story that sounds like Indiana
Dun,
Jones
dun, dun.
wandered into a library and accidentally opened a mummy's book club. Archaeologists in Egypt have discovered a 1600-year-old mummy with a papyrus fragment from Homer's Iliad
Whoa.
placed on its abdomen as part of the burial process. And according to the University of Barcelona, the team behind the discovery, this is the first time a Greek literary text has been found
in Egypt.
deliberately incorporated into mummification instead of the usual magical or ritual texts. So let this be clear. This mummy was not buried with a grocery list, a curse, or a please forward my mail to my afterlife note. The person was buried with literature. The fragment was found in a Roman-era tomb at the ancient
You can do
Egyptian
this.
town of Al-Bahanasa. And the text was identified as coming from the book 2 of the Iliad, specifically the famous catalog of the ships passage listing the Greek forces before Troy. That's when all the Circe and the sirens were
I like
calling.
the Iliad.
That's one of my favorites.
In high
yeah.
school, you read that.
So, which means somewhere in ancient Egypt, someone said, for eternity, give them Homer. And honestly, dramatic, scholarly, and slightly extra, fully iconic. This is not just an old paper in linen. This is a tiny literal literary time capsule showing Greek culture, Egyptian burial customs, and Roma-era identity. Mel, what is the details on this?
So here's why it matters. Archaeologists have found Greek papyri in mummification context before, but those texts were usually magical or ritualistic.
Okay.
This one's different because it's Greek literature.
It's an actual piece of
Yep.
literature, yeah.
And that changes the conversation completely. It suggests the Iliad may have carried meaning beyond school, libraries, and elite culture.
That is dope.
It may have had symbolic or personal value in burial.
Okay.
And the fact that this was found at, I'm going to try to do it, Oxford-Annaeus was already famous for papyrus discoveries. Since the late 1800s, huge numbers of important Greek literature papers have been rediscovered there. I can't read today.
Papyri.
Thank you. Literature, it was just not found at this site. So it was found inside the burial ritual.
Which means like they obviously love this story.
It was put there on purpose.
And they wanted to carry the story into the afterlife. That means the story is actually probably, was being circulated all throughout that region. I think this is very fascinating. I think that's newsworthy.
The book 2 of the Iliad includes the catalog of ships. That's
Right.
basically an ancient roll call for warriors heading to Troy.
Yeah.
So maybe
with the big
this,
Trojan horse story.
Maybe this text was chosen, oh my God, to represent the journey, heroism, and identity.
It's definitely
I think this
something
is
very
really
special.
cool. I love
like I
this
said,
stuff.
I think this was a story that was passed around for generations before this time.
Yeah.
And it carried through different cultures, Greek, Roman, and now Egyptian. I think that's awesome.
This is really cool.
Because that story is still iconic to this day.
It just amazes me how stuff stays. They can find stuff like that so many years later.
Yeah.
It's meant to be found.
Yeah. All right. I think that's newsworthy.
News.
What do you guys say in comments right
They're
now?
saying news I could see.
All right, let's get into this next one. Dolly Parton's eagle has re-entered the chat. All right.
Yay.
Dolly Parton in Dollywood, a storm-damaged eagle sanctuary. 3 missing bald eagles and 1 bird named Caesar are making a safe return home. So naturally, we must ask the sacred question, is this news? Here's the situation. An overnight storm near Dollywood's Eagle Mountain Sanctuary, a tree was uprooted and damaged the aviary. That allowed 3 bald eagles, Caesar, Wesley, and Rockland, to get out. These were not fully wild eagles flying off to start a new mountain lifestyle brand. They are non-releasable birds that are cared for by the American Eagle Foundation because each has injuries or health conditions that make surviving alone in the wild difficult. The good news is Caesar has been found safe. The American Eagle Foundation and Caesar was recovered on May 2nd, thanks to the community calls, messages, and watchful eyes. And honestly, that's where the story gets a little beautiful. People looked up, people paid attention because it's freaking Dolly Parton, right?
Of course. So this is a bald eagle from Dollywood, which means this story has layers, feathers, Dolly adjacent sparkle, and natural symbolism. These eagles live there at the Eagle Mountain Sanctuary, which Dolly says is huge, and it's home to the largest representation of non-releasable bald eagles. So it's not just like your random roadside bird crap.
I want to know where Wesley and Rockland are.
Well, Wesley and Rockland have been spotted all through Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, and
Okay.
rescuers are continuing to ask people to report sightings. They may not be able to travel like healthy bald eagles because of their previous injuries, so local tips can really make a difference.
Oh, I hope they can find them before something happens, you
I know.
Ugh. But I do
So-
think this is newsworthy. I
I
love
do
Dolly
too.
Parton. I love what she does for this beautiful earth. God, what an amazing lady.
Yes.
And shout out American Eagle Foundation. I
I
had no
know.
idea. I'm today's years old on that. I had no idea.
Let's go to bin 39.
Let's go to bin 39.
39, the hidden gem of downtown St. Augustine since 2016. This is your secret getaway to a fabulous time. It's tucked away inside the lobby of the St. George Inn, and this charming spot boasts a courtyard setting that's straight out of a dream at the north end of St. George Street. Their wine collection features over 85 unique gems, is a journey into the extraordinary. You'll find wines from both small and large producers. They're open daily from 8 to 8 and Thursday to Sunday from 1 to 7. You gotta check them out. Bin 39.
All right, let's get into Hey Girl, Hey Horrible Horoscopes.
All right, what we got today?
Libra and Scorpio.
Oh, Lord.
Libra, you guys break my heart every time. Libra, you don't keep the peace. You delay the truth. You'd rather be liked than to be real, and it shows.
Well, not wrong.
You weigh every option so long that opportunities just pass you by. You think you're balanced. You're just afraid to commit to anything that might upset someone, including yourself. You wishy-washy POS.
Oh,
I mean, I'm being nice here.
Only 1979.
Scorpio.
That's you.
That's me. You don't protect yourself. You isolate. You assume betrayal before connection even has a chance. You test people instead of trusting them and then act surprised when they fail. Shocker, because I know already. Your intensity isn't magnetic. It's exhausting. Too bad. Keep up. Either lead, follow, or get the F out of my way.
Oh.
You crave loyalty, but it's nearly impossible to earn your trust. That is the
that
truth.
is true.
And fair to all concerned. I
That's
love it.
true.
All right, Sonnies, that's a wrap on this Whack Job Wednesday. We chilled, we thrilled, we laughed, we thrived, and most importantly,
We always survive.
that is the truth. Tomorrow morning, we are back at what time?
9 a.m., friends.
With who's our special
Oh my
guest?
God, Ellie Rose.
That's
Chef.
right.
Chefy Pants.
Chefy Pants, Ellie Rose. We're
Yes.
excited to introduce you to the Sunnyverse. She's an amazing lady. All right, guys, hit that share button and have a wonderful evening.
Bye,
Sonnies.
guys.
Share the show.
You got to share the show.
Share the show.
Hit that little
arrow. Share the show.
You know what to do by now. Do you want us to keep
come
singing
on.
to
Every
you?